Is your company in growth mode or survival mode? That distinction matters more than you think it does. The operational mode of your company, the one that it's in, determines what gets prioritized, who gets promoted, who gets laid off. Understanding it can help you navigate your career more strategically. So what mode is your company in? That's the topic on today's Tech Thaumaturge. Founder mode became a buzzword recently, but it's just one example of something broader. Companies operate differently depending on their circumstances. The same company can be in a great place to work in one mode and a terrible place in another. Recognizing which mode you're in helps you make better decisions about your role, your growth, and your future. Let's talk about the major modes. Companies cycle through different types of operational modes. Some are intentional, some are reactions to circumstances. Here are some of the main ones. First, growth mode. The company is expanding. Revenue is climbing, they're hiring aggressively. What does this look like? Well, lots of new faces, there's new products and new features being launched frequently, the move fast mentality is commonplace, it's ubiquitous. There's less process, there's more autonomy, mistakes are tolerated if you're learning, and promotions happen quickly. It's good for ambitious people who want more responsibility, they want to move fast, self-starters who thrive with less structure, anyone who wants to grow with a growing company. That's perfect for them. Who it's bad for? People who need stability, people who prefer established processes, anyone whose role depends on efficiency rather than expansion. They're in a rougher place. The catch: growth mode often ends abruptly. Companies overhire during growth and then overcorrect with layoffs when the growth stalls. Second, survival mode. The company is contracting. Revenue is down or flat. Focus is shifted to efficiency. What this looks like: layoffs or hiring freezes, projects getting canceled, do more with less messaging, increase scrutiny on spending, focus on core products, or killing experiments that aren't giving tangible benefits to the business. It's good for essential workers, efficiency experts, people who thrive under pressure. It's bad for anyone in an experimental or non-core role, people who need growth opportunities, or those who just don't handle stress well. The catch: survival mode is stressful, but survivors often emerge stronger if the company recovers. You'll have a valuable experience and likely faster advancement after the fact. Next, you've got maintenance mode. The company isn't growing or shrinking. It's stable, profitable, and not trying to change a whole lot. What this looks like: there's low turnover, there's predictable work, there's established processes, there's limited new projects, there's slower promotions, and there's an emphasis on reliability over innovation. This is good for people who value stability, those with significant outside commitments, or anyone burned out by high growth environments. Usually better work-life balance in these scenarios. It's bad for ambitious people seeking rapid advancement, anyone bored by routine, those who need constant new challenges, etc. Here's the catch: maintenance mode can become stagnation. Skills may atrophy if you're not actively developing them. Next, you have transition mode. The company is fundamentally changing direction, new strategy, new leadership, or new business model. What it looks like: you have mixed messages from leadership. There's uncertainty around priorities. There's usually an old guard versus a new guard tension that exists in the company. There's changing org structures. Some roles are becoming obsolete, new roles are emerging, and there's a high-stakes decisions about who fits into the new vision. This is really good for adaptable people who can reinvent themselves, those aligned with the new direction, and anyone who positions themselves as essential to the transition. It's bad for people tied to the old way of doing things, those uncomfortable with ambiguity, or anyone not willing to reprove their value to the company. The catch: transitions fail more often than succeed. Betting on the transition means betting on leadership's ability to execute the transition. Founder mode. This is a recent buzzword. It typically means a founder is taking direct control back from the professional management team. What this looks like: founder is re-engaging with details. They're bypassing management layers. Fast decisions with less process. There's a disruption to established hierarchies. There's direct access to leadership for some and sometimes exclusion for others. Not always the case, but sometimes. This is good for people who the founder trusts or notices, those who can operate with ambiguity, anyone who thrives on direct feedback from the top. It's bad for middle managers, people who built power through established processes, those who need clear chains of command, etc. The catch: founder mode is exhausting for everyone, including the founder. It's usually a temporary state that resolves into one of the other modes that I previously mentioned. Hopefully growth. Now, how do you identify your company's mode? Well, look at the signals. Are they hiring or are they firing? Net increase in headcount signals growth. Net decrease signals more of a survival or transition. Budget direction. Are discretionary budgets increasing or being cut? This tells you what leadership expects. Meeting content. Are people talking about new opportunities or defunding existing work? Growth discussions versus justification discussions. Leadership messaging. What does the CEO emphasize? We're investing versus we're focused on efficiency. Project portfolio. Are experiments being launched or killed? What ideas are making it through the betting table, if applicable? That reveals the risk tolerance. Here's how to navigate each of those modes. In growth mode, take risks, take responsibility, move fast. Visibility matters. Make sure your contributions are seen. In survival mode, make yourself essential to the core business. Document your impact. Have your resume ready, not because you're leaving, but because you should always be prepared. In maintenance mode, invest in yourself externally. The company won't push you to grow yourself, so you must. Consider what stability is and what you actually want. In transition mode, figure out who's driving the transition and align with their vision. Be flexible with your role. The people who emerge from transitions are the ones who adapt earliest. In founder mode, get directly useful to the founder if possible. Understand their priorities and find ways to kind of work with them directly. Traditional career paths will probably be disrupted. Find the new paths. This week, diagnose your company's mode. Look at hiring trends. Is it net growth, net contraction, net flat? Listen to leadership. What are they emphasizing? Expansion or efficiency? Watch project decisions. Are new things launching or are they getting killed? Assess your position. How does your role fit into that current mode? Decide your strategy. What serves you best given the way things are? Your company's operational mode shapes your career a lot more than most factors you can control. Growth mode rewards risk takers. Survival mode rewards essential contributors. Maintenance mode rewards patience. Transition mode rewards adaptability. And founder mode rewards direct connection to leadership. What mode is your company in? Tell me in the comments. I'm curious to see if any of you from the same company disagree with one another about what mode your company is in. Knowing which mode you're in lets you play the game intelligently. You can't always change the mode, but you can always change how you operate within it.